Good morning, guys. So welcome to the coffee time chat. Actually, I'm sure you guys probably would like to see me more my coffee machine. I'm using my front camera, which unfortunately does not have the fisheye lens, which would have given. So anyway, this is what I've got to work with. So anyway, this morning's chat is not really going to be about gardening. It's going to be about some current events. It does touch on gardening though. So for the past couple months in my area, and I live I live near Philly, there have been a number of prison escapes from the county jails. Don't know what's going on. There was one, I think, in Warren County, PA, which is not close to me. And then there has been one in Philadelphia County. Actually, it was two people, and then one in Chester County. And I think one in Chester County was a couple months ago. Now, I don't know too much about the one in Warren because that's a little bit far from me. But in Philly, I think they did figure out how they escaped. But I wasn't really paying attention to the one in Chester County. Don't know why, because Longwood Garden is in Chester County. But anywho, I was over here in New Jersey, just blissfully doing my New Jersey thing. And I noticed on Instagram that Longwood said that they were closed because of an inmate escape from prison. So I'm like, wait, what's going on? So there's this, he's this man who apparently originally is from Brazil and is wanted in connection with homicide there. Apparently escaped to the U.S. and he was dating this young woman, and I've seen various news accounts, but there was an indication that he stabbed her to death in front of her children because to keep her from telling people that he had killed somebody in Brazil. And so he was recently convicted, I think it was like August 19th. So this is, a recent court case. So if you guys aren't aware of how stuff works, like basically when you're arrested, you're put in the county jail, and you may be kept in the county jail. But once you're actually convicted, if it's like a felony, then you're eventually transferred to the state penitentiary. And so he was kind of like in this 30-day transition where he's going to go from the county jail to the state penitentiary in Pennsylvania. So he escaped. Now, of course, they're not going to tell the public how he escaped, but of course people are now like, hey, this is the second one, like in a few months. Like, what's going on over there, Chester County? I have seen now this morning a source, and I shouldn't be like that because American journalism is nothing like British journalism. British journalism, when they say sources, they're just making up crap. In the U.S., I think it's legit, but it seems like what's now being I've seen one station report is that he climbed to the roof and that's how he escaped, which is pretty. So anyway. Obviously, the towns in that part near Chester County Jail are obviously in kind of a lockdown situation. Well, not lockdown. I mean, they're just being told, be careful, keep your doors locked, and that sort of thing. Chester County is very rural and very wooded. So there's hundreds of police officers and I think it's like local officers, state troops, even federal marshals, and they're like in like full on like army gear, like with night goggles and everything, searching. So how it relates to gardening, I saw it because Longwood posted that because they were following police guidance, they were going to be closed. And so then I started looking into it. And so then the next day they were just like, yeah, until further notice, we're going to be closed. And so which I totally understand. There was some, there were break-ins reported. Somebody is reporting that he broke into their house and he stole food. And so it's a very serious situation, very, very scary. Everybody's on edge, and I don't blame them. If I was, if that happened in here, I would be terrified too. I mean, I do have a security system, and, I'd be making sure my garage, my garage was locked and all that other stuff, because, that would be terrifying to walk in and see somebody there. And of course, he's dangerous, And so then I think it was yesterday, I looked at the news. Longwood's closed on Tuesdays, just so you guys know, but I was looking at the news, and it turns out that on Longwood's they have like trail cams. So Longwood, I've never really taped in there, but Longwood does have, like in the Meadow Garden, there are some hikes, and I have done some videos on some of the hikes, like through the grass part, but they also have a wooded walk. And so I think you got some trail cams out there for wildlife. And apparently he was spotted twice on the trail cam, so they know he's in Longwood. Now with Longwood, the garden part is like 200 acres from what I recall, but the entirety of Longwood is like 1,200 acres. And so there's a lot of space for someone to hide. And so, they're searching Longwood. It's big space, Longwood also has, I think I was telling, like my supervisor, my secretary, that, Longwood's got a huge vegetable garden, and it's a lot of produce, and, at night, who's going to know if you take a few tomatoes from each bush? I mean, those bushes were loaded when I was there. You could easily subsist. And so, and on top of that, apparently he's gotten a backpack from somewhere. So I know it's been some concern that with people being out of town for Labor Day, that, people's houses would be open and empty and that sort of thing. So anyway, it's it's a situation. So basically Longwood is going to be closed till further notice. I think the other thing that's a little bit, I think is now really starting to scare people is that, like, at first they were saying that he was only like within 1.5 miles of the county jail, and Longwood is outside the area. So now they're having to expand. So, yeah, so I didn't have plans to go to Longwood like in the next couple weeks, but like, the Chrysanthemum Festival is coming up, and I'm like, y'all need to find, and I'm planning to take some classes, but I'm like, y'all need to get this man. Y'all need to get him. I was like, this is crazy. It's like, this is my happy place, so it's just, anyway, so like I said, it's just this weird, like, current event that actually impacts, Longwood. Like, that's just not something in a million years I would have thought to her, that somebody was a fugitive was hiding in Longwood. But yeah, so I'm just waiting for updates. I feel it's hard. It's a hard job. I mean, there's so much woods. It probably would be easier in like winter because there's no leaves. So it's fewer places to hide. But the woods, they're flush with leaves. And having been that way, I've gone to garden tours from people in my in the Hardy Plant Society. It's a lot of thick woods out there. So anyway, I'm not gonna make coffee. I'm cleaning the machine, and I'm ready to go outside and do my thing. So I'm planting more boxwood. I've been going around, watering everything because this heat has been very excessive. And yeah, so it's definitely easier with planting the boxwood to, basically I put 2 stakes with a piece of that pink tape strung between them at the distance I needed away from, the edge of the pavers. And then I have that spacer that I'm just using to pop the holes in. So it's going quickly. It's going quickly. So just got to get everything in the ground. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited about everything. I think this is the first time I've done, you know, such a massive like fell swoop, you know, project like this where I planted, I mean, with the hedge, because I'm trying to think, when I did the hedge, I think, you know, I bought those limelights in the first row one year, the second row was the second year, but I bought them in pieces, you know, until I got enough. This is the first time I ever bought, enough to do a complete hedge all in one fell swoop. So anyway, guys, enough of me talking. Let's get outside and do some. Okay, guys, so I'm outside. I pulled back the plastic here because I'm going to put down the landscape fabric, which is not landscape fabric, the contractor paper. This clear solarization is not going well. This grass is actually taller. I don't know if maybe this area is too shaded to burn everything, because I'm looking at over here and I can definitely see dead grass under there. Some areas are not dying. I don't know, maybe I needed to weight it down or something. With black plastic, now see, I'm seeing dead grass here too. So maybe, yeah, and this is definitely lower. I'm not seeing that much of the grass pooching up. So I don't know, but this gets more sun than that. So maybe I should have just done the black plastic in the more shaded areas. But you know what? No matter, because when I put that contractor paper down, that contractor paper will easily kill everything. That's what I did in the backyard. Once I pile it up with the mulch, it'll be dead by next year. But anyway, I'm going to use my push mower to actually mow it down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on the high setting, and I'm going to just like keep bringing it down till I get it, like I'm going to try to like shave it bald back to the ground. So I'll come back in a few minutes. Okay guys, so there we are. So another 9 planted. And so now I need to kind of go around this curve. So, you know, I do have stones, more of like these halo edgers. They're in my car. I was gonna start redoing this over here, but I think I'm gonna put them around that tree over there. So first off, let me adjust these. You know what, I guess I could just leave them, really. I have a couple extra stones. I'll put like bags of dirt on it to hold it down. But like I have one right there, and I've got one right there and one right there. I have 3, so I'll put those down, and then I'll worry about trying to get the rest of them out of my car. I really need to go ahead and mulch the section. You know what, I guess that's the reason why I didn't mulch the section, because I need to figure out what I'm doing with this thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust this line, because I think I need to take it more closer to the tree. And once I do that, I guess I'll know how I'm going to reshape this. And then maybe I can go ahead and start. I can definitely edge this back part right here, because that line is not going to change. But I hope I don't. Well, I hope I don't have to start changing the line back there, because that's going to be a problem. Because I've already planted boxwood in that area. Y'all, I think I might have done this kind of backwards. But oh well, let me see if I can change it now. So I am happy about this. So I moved this line over closer to that tree, and I put 5 feet of space between it. And so I moved the lines over accordingly. So guys, look how much more space I have. Because remember, this was going, actually that's a curved piece. Let me flip it over. So that was at the end. So I was curving to that green post right there. So, you know, I've added a little bit, you know, I've added some good space here. So yeah, I don't have to move that boxwood, but yeah, now I can continue the boxwood along. So I think what I'm going to do is this. I think the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get all the stones out of my car. I'm going to finish doing this now that I know where the lines are and where they're going to be. And then I'm going to finish planting the boxwood here, and then I'm going to mulch this whole area, because I really want to get one whole area mulched. And then I'll come back. I'll mulch this whole area, and then I'll mulch the areas that I have done, and then I'll go from there. But yeah, you know, that's how gardens are. They change and they morph as you start doing it. You realize, oh, hey, you know, this wasn't as great of an idea as I thought it was going to be. And, you know, and you go from there. Like actually for here, see, there's that discharge tube for the sump pump. So I actually am thinking I might, see, that's weeds right there. So I can move that out of the way. But I actually might move this over and move this over too. So I'll keep you guys posted. Because just remember, that thing right there, that euonymus, is not going to be there. So, yep. So that's how I'm doing it.